Hi, everyone. Good morning. We're going to give it just a second to let everyone get logged in. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get started. Hi, everyone. My name is Karen Linthicum. I am a program analyst with the Maricopa SBDC. And today we have our export expert, Carol Leisure-Poole, who's also a business analyst with the Maricopa SBDC, and she will be telling us how to export services from Arizona. Just a couple housekeeping measures. If you have a question, please put it in the chat. This is a webinar, so we cannot see your faces, and we will not be calling on anyone who raises their hands. So if you have a question, again, please put it in the chat. And Carol, I am going to turn it over to you.
Hey, good morning. Hey, let's get started. A little bit about myself. My full name is Yanxin Leisure-Poole. I'm certified global business professional, and I hold an MBA degree from University of Amsterdam. And then so far, I have 70 years of experiences of international trade. And then I have been doing this since like 2007. So I have a lot of experience for logistics or exporting product from America to Asian countries. So just feel free to contact me if you have any questions related to international trade or export. Before we started today's session, I would like to give you a brief overview of the services and the resources available through the SBDC. The Maricopa SBDC is a part of a national and state network of small business development centers. Our main offering is no-fee counseling. Here in Maricopa County, we have 8 counselors across the county for easy access by our clients. We offering no or low cost program such as our today's topic, and we also have a variety of tools available to our clients. We are able to provide these services because we are funded on the federal level by Small Business Administration, and here locally by Maricopa Community Colleges, and partnering with Arizona Commerce Authority. So let's first talk about what services export includes. I will discuss these services one by one later on. I will not go into details, but I will provide you some basic information and tips or resources that you can start your business. So the service export include first travel and tourism, and environmental services, transportation services, banking, financial and insurance services, telecommunications and information services, education and training, commercial, professional, and technical services, medium and entertainment. The last one is e-business. Let's first look at the travel and tourism. As we all know that agriculture and then like attractive industries such like mining and manufacturing are the best examples of good producing export industry. Like when we talk about export, everyone might think, oh, I have a physical products to export. However, the real definition for export-oriented industry are these industries primarily market their products and services to other regions, states, or nations. So the travel industry is also one of the export-oriented services industry, which we are exporting services because we are exporting goods and services to the visitors. We are inject money into the local economy. So tourism as an exporting service, as an exporting industry. So because we all know Arizona is famous for the warm weather and the beautiful of nature. So that brings Arizona's tourism industry is the #1 export industry in Arizona in 2022, which is brings in $11,136 million to Arizona GDP in 2022. And then the number shows is 40.19 million people visited in Arizona in 2022, and then collectively they spent $28.1 billion in the state. So the money spent by the visitors supports jobs and generate tax revenues. A comprehensive of leading export-oriented industries in Arizona is shown for Arizona export unnecessarily. It's not necessarily more important than local traded goods and services. However, diverse export-oriented industry in any economy are a source of strength. Because they guarantee the income that contributes to development of the other local services. You can see from the chart, the bottom one, the yellow one, is travel. It's play the biggest part of the GDP in Arizona. Here is a chart. You can see the international visitations to Arizona. And then the numbers are decreased a lot between 2019 and 2022, which we all know is because of the pandemic. So it's a decrease of 41% between 2019 and 2022. In this chart, you can see the dark blue countries. Are the ones other than Canada and Mexico, like other international countries, had a sharper decrease. And then the Canada is the gray one, is the light blue one, is decreased 76%. And then Mexico is decreased 29% from 2019 to 2022. And here is the overseas visitations. Is the darker blue portion from the earlier slides, which is including, you can see that Australia, France, Germany, India, and all kinds of these countries. The United Kingdom, Germany, and France are the Arizona's top overseas market. India and Poland have recovered and surpassed the 2019 visitations, while Belgium, Poland, and Italy have all seen an over 750% increase in visitations compared to 2021. So overall, the overseas visitors to Arizona grow 154% in 2022 compared to 2021. It shows to us that we are recovering from the pandemic. And I recall the number shows in 2023. I mean, I don't have the number yet. In 2023, the number is almost come back the same as 2019. And then the expectation is that by 2025, the numbers of the visitations will be increased by over 2019. So for the small business, you might ask, hey, this is good business, I may want to get involved. And then the first question I had, hey, where do I to start, right? How can I start my tourism business? Here you can find some informations. You can go to these 3 associations or organizations to find some useful information for you to start. The first one, I found that is very useful because it had a lot of data for you to look for international tourisms. On this Arizona Office of Tourism website, they have a page called Research and Resources. It includes international research. And with that research, you can see all the index from the international visitors. And then under the trade and the medium, it has an international program in which it lists several countries. The program, we are working together with them. And if you're interested in join any, you can see more details on their website. So just for your reference, you can start from these 3 organizations. They have some information for you to look where to get involved. So next one, we are going to talk about the environmental services. International Trade Administration categorized environmental technology into 3 subsectors. They are air pollution monitoring and control, water and wastewater treatment, and waste management and recycling. So I put some tools here for you to use it. One is the tool from United States Environmental Protection Agency. It's short for EPA. The EPA provides technical assistance to its partners countries and to multiple organizations through the training course, technology transfer, and then also sharing environmental data and information. And they also give environmental education courses or initiatives. They have a page called EPA requirements for importers and exporters. If you are in that industry, you want to know the regulations, here is a good, I would say, start point. Because they have all the requirements, you can read if you meet any requirements, or if you not, how you can get improve it. The next one, I found that a lot of people in this industry like, hey, I have a good idea and I'm not involved, but I have financial difficulties. They're looking for money, right? They're looking for fundings. The next one I want to let you know is the Exim Bank. Exim Bank's financings help to mitigate the risk for U.S. environmental companies and offering competitive financial terms to international buyers for purchasing of America or like U.S.-made environmental goods and services. Please do not get me wrong with their names. Exim Bank, like Export and Import Bank of America, they are not a bank. They are a payment insurance guaranteed organizations. How it works is this: if you have a buyers want to buy a product or service from overseas, but they cannot pay you right away, what you can do is this. You can get a letter of credit or a guarantee letter from your buyers overseas. You can send all this information to X Bank. If once X Bank going to examine it, and they look into your documents, if they can say, hey, I think this buyer is a good one, they are a solid buyer, or like, okay, I can guarantee the payment for them. Means if these buyers are not paying you in the future, whatever the risk is, including the political risk, I'm going to pay you 80 or 90%. With this insurance payment, like payment insurance from X Bank, you can easily get loan from other commercial banks. So this is how you want to use X Bank's payment insurance. The insurance is not that expensive. It's open for all type of business, even you are small. So once you get a guaranteed or like insurance, payment insurance from X Bank, will be much easier for you to get a loan or get a working capital from other banks. The next organization I would like to give you a little bit background information about is International Trade Administration. They have a page named Environmental Technology Report Index, which explores the top market for environmental category by their experts. The tool combines trade data, market research, and exporting tips. So if you need some background or market research information about this industry, environmental exporting, you can go to this International Trade Administration page. They have all kind of data which you can start look into it. Of course, if you have you read it, you still have more questions, or you want to know a little bit more, you can always email me. I will see what I can do for you to see if I can search more details for you, give you more explanations. But first, start with their page. Let's go to next one. Here is a fun chart. When I look at this transportation services, and then I found a definition for this transport or transportation services. It's a very long. It covers more than what we thought it would be, right? It said transport covers all transport services, including sea, air, land, internal waterways, pipeline, space, and electricity transmissions, which a little bit surprised me that space, pipeline, and electricity transmissions even included in this category. Like they are in the transportation services. And then the transportation services normally is like one nation performance, right? And the transfer all the passengers, the goods, and to other region, right? Which is including moving the goods and also including the rental of the carriers with crew in all other related services and after services. Which also including the postage, like the post office, like a postal and a courier service, like the Express. So let's look at this chart. In 2022, transportation was the world's fourth most traded product, which is out of 21. The top exporters in 2022 are, the first one is Germany, is 291 billion, which represents 15%. The second one is China, 192 billion, which here you can see represent 9.87%. The third one is United States, is 179 billion, 92%. And then come with Japan, 153 billion, which is represents 7.87%, and Mexico, 125 billion, which is 6.42%. Well, this there's many ways, right? Like as a small business, small middle-sized business owners or small business can get involved in the transportation services. The most questions I got, or like I would say the majority of the clients I got who get involved in this industry are the ones who want to become a freight forwarder, or they want to be a logistic agent or brokers. So that is why I put this sentence here, how to become a freight forwarder, right? And then after I did some research and study, I found if you want to become a freight forwarder, these are the steps you need to take. These are the basic steps. So here's my opinions about how you want to become or how to become a freight forwarder. The first one is education. While a degree isn't required, it's not necessarily you have to have a degree in order to become a freight forwarder. However, I think relevant qualifications in supply chain or transportation or business can be useful. For example, if you are a certified customers, brokers, then you will have more chance to get involved in this business or become a freight forwarder than you don't have the certificates, right? So the next one, you need to register with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, which is the short for FMCSA, and then you need to obtain an operating authority. So you need to register with them and get authority to be operating. The third step, once you have this authority, you set up your company, and then you need provide a financial security bond, which is in the form of 95,000 security bond. And I would say like a surety bond or trust fund. And the annual cost for the fund for this bond is usually between 900 to 2,000, depends on your credit score. The next step is I suggest you to get cargo insurance, because you are responsible for the cargoes after it released the port. We are talking about export, okay? You are responsible for the cargoes after it released the port. And then get an insurance to cover your risk is a key matters. It will be release your risks and will be help you, like to cover all these like a war or like the damage of the shape of the products. So it's ultimately going to give you more security. So I think that is very, very important for you to get a good coverage of insurance. The next step, you need to build a relationship. What that mean? Means that as a freight forwarder, you are a kind of like agent working between your clients and the shipping lines or the carriers. So have a good relationship with all the shipping lines, big shipping companies. It's very, very important for you to get a lower cost for the freight, right? If you're working with small carrier or more shipping lines, and you have a lower quote or lower cost for your buyers, means your clients will be benefits from your relationships, and ultimately will bring you more business. At least will bring you more repeat business back. So build a relationship is not a one day to the other. You call them and they will just say, hey, okay, let's set it up. It takes times, especially when you want to build a relationship with this bigger carrier like the shipping lines. They have many people to work with them. So it takes time. You can start with 1 or 2 and then time year by year to spread your relationship with others. And then you want to ensure the consideration, like you meet all these criteria before you start moving, right? You need to make sure you have all these things are ready before you start taking a shipment from your clients. Okay, these are the advices or like my opinions how to become a freight forwarder. Next one, we are going to talking about banking, financial, and insurance services. What I see is this: financial market in the United States are the largest and the most liquid in the world. In 2020, financial and insurance represented 8.3%, which is 1.7 trillion of U.S. gross domestic product, like U.S. GDP. Financial services and products have facilitated the financial export of U.S. manufactured goods and agricultural goods. I found it's very hard for small business to get involved in banking or like insurance. These are all our insurance industry because they are all bigger players, except you can become like some agent, right? Like you want to be an insurance agent or like an agent for bankings. So I will not spend a lot of time to talk about that because it's really not much small business to involve in this industry. So let's look at the next one: telecommunications and information services. The voice services, that is a modern, I would say like a key part of modern telecommunications for small business. And the data service, internet-based service, cloud-based services, they are more for like a middle, large enterprise, I would say, because they require a lot of not only space, like a lot of technician support. They need a lot of really knowledge behind it in order to do it, right? So if you are just small business, start with 1 or 2 employees, probably hard to start with it. So for the next one, the broadcast, it's very popular now. I see it's a common type of telecommunication, and then you are facing a wider audience, like I would say like now kind of like YouTubers, or you are making kind of like a short videos put on all kind of platform. That is more common for small business. Therefore, I put some funding opportunities for whoever want to get involved in this industry. After this presentation, you will get a copy of this this PPT, and then you can go to this link. They have all kind of funding opportunities. Even you want to get involved in like a 5G or internet type of thing, or you want to have a new app being built, all kind of things. They have an innovation fund, like Internet for All, broadband technology opportunities program. They also have like state and local implementation grant program. In the state and the state broadband initiative, which is the SBI, and the public Telecommunication Facility Program, which is short for PTFP. So on this, if you open this link, you can see all these grants or like funding opportunities. If you want to get involved in this telecommunication and information services, I knew we like, I would say my center, we have webinars. We're talking about alternative funding. One of them is SBIR. I think it's related into this industry. If you are in this industry and looking for funding, please go ahead, go to our website and then find that webinar. And you are welcome to watch the recorded or join any one which is going to be held in the future. Next one, we are going to talk about education and training services. According to the latest data released by the U.S. Department of Commerce Bureau of Economic Analysis, education-related travel exports ranked the 9th among service exports in 2022. During the 2021-2022 academic year, the U.S. hosts nearly 1 million international students and reported 37.68 million in education-related travel export, which supported over 335 and 400,000 U.S. jobs. The U.S. colleges and universities play an important role in helping foreign governments partners with private industry to fulfill virtual education and training needs. Globally, it's expected that education will be a 7 trillion industry by 2025. And I listed some common type of services in the next page. But the first one, on this page, I put some conference for you to consider. Like if you are in this industry, or if you are in want to get involved in industry, you might want to consider attending one of these conferences to start and to understand, hey, I want to get involved in training or education. Like, for example, like I want to do like e-training online, or I'm a tutor, I'm teaching English, but I need more students. Oh, I am holding a kind of like ability to certified people, right? So you want to get involved training services. These are the conference, give you a lot of information. They also have a way for you to connect with international students or other countries' educations. So the number one here listed is National Association of Foreign Students. It's short for NAFSA. They have an annual and region conference. If I'm not remember wrong, the next one is held at San Diego. It's not far from Arizona, and it's not cost much. Just drive there. So join one of them. And then, for example, like the next one, Educate USA forum. You can just Google online to see the time and the locations to start with your research. And here I also listed some common platform for delivery training. And I think at this moment, the more popular one is the last one is called the blended training. It's a combine of in-person and online, right? You don't have to be there in person anymore. If you don't want to, you can choose the online training, like the Zoom type of thing, bring us a lot of I would say feasibility, like flexible to attend this class. So the next one, we are going to talk about commercial, professional, and technical services. This top export market ranking focus on a key sector in the professional service industry, which is consulting services. Consulting services is the second largest U.S. service export category, which is the second only to the financial services. The second to the financial services. That means the financial service number one and consulting is number two. With the U.S. consulting export reach 89.3 billion in 2021. The U.S. consulting firms have a strong international presence and are well positioned to expand their international reach. They are like professional firms or individuals performance in these consulting services. They are providing advice and assistance to business and organizations across the host of sectors. Consulting specialists, including strategic and organizational planning, financial planning, the budgeting, marketing objectives, and the politics, also including like human resource, politics, and the practice. They also give like logistics and distribution and the scientific and technology matters. Like it's including all kinds of topics. So this is a consulting services a little bit like unlike professional service sectors. Lessons are not typically required. It means it's a very open, or I say like a low key or low requirements. As long as you feel confidence or you feel confident, you know a lot of background or you know enough knowledge in certain way, you can start a consulting business. So it's a very flexible. It means it's very friendly to small business, especially for the ones who have years experience in certain industry and they feel their experience are helping people or can be help people in a certain way. You can open a consulting business. And here are the top 5 market ranked for American consulting export. Like they are the top markets. The first one is Ireland. The second one is the United Kingdom. Third one, Switzerland, Canada, and Germany. When I look at data, I was very surprised who is the number one. I thought the number one would be Canada or Mexico, but it's not. So what these data is helping us, it means there is more potential in these top countries if you want to get involved, right? So when you do the market research or when you want to start your business, you can start looking into these top markets instead of looking for the market is very small, not really open. The reason is this: if it's a small American company involved in the top market, in this market, it means the people there are more open for you because they like American consulting companies, right? So when you present yourself, hey, this is my company, this is what I want to do, it will be easier for them to accept you as a new consultant. That is my opinion. If you are doing market research or you want to get involved with business, maybe you start the market with these top markets. The U.S. consultant provide services, in general, there's 4 models. Of course, we are providing service in all the 4 modules. The 4 models. The first one we call the cross-border services, which is a US consultant give a strategic advice to a foreign client over a video call via Zoom, right? Or via a Google Hangout. It's easier for you to performance. And I think this is very, very popular and easier for you to get into access. And for example, I know a lot of people teaching English, just via Zoom now. The second one is called consumption abroad. It means a foreign client travel to the US to meet with a US consultant in their office. Like foreigners come to your office asking questions. That's a lot involved in, I would say, legal, probably like a accountant, like it's a more professional way. And then the other is called a commercial presence. It's a US consulting firm established a satellite office overseas to provide these services to foreign clients. Well, as a small business, you probably won't be able to do that right away. However, I think you can find the business partners overseas who share the same experience as you, who has the same background as you, can give the similar advices. You can partner with them and then to represent you overseas, to represent you in the target country to start it. The module 4 is the model 4 we call the presence of nature persons, means a US consultant travel to another country to provide a service to a client. This is probably the most costly one. Of course, if you're good, your client pay all your travels. It's also nice to have a tool to overseas and then give some advice to them, right? So American US consultant provide service in all these 4 models. For most modes. Next one is medium and entertainment. The US E&M is media and entertainment. It's short for E&M. The industry is the world's largest one. And because US exports film and entertainment medium have like more than 90% in international market. This industry includes the film, print, radio, television, in like movies, TV shows, music, podcast, newspapers, magazines, and extra, like more than what we can think about, like anything related to what you can see in the entertainment or computer games. The International Trade Administration, they have a division called the Global Medium and Entertainment Team. They are the one support US entertainment and media clients with licensing and trade services. So if you have a question about licensing, you can go to the International Trade Administration's Global Medium and Entertainment Team to ask them, hey, do I need a licensing, or do I need a license? Or if I want to send something, or I make a video or make a short movie, I want to sell to certain country, do I need a license? You can contact them. They have a special team for it. They also can help you to look at potential market. And while we are talking about publishing newspapers, or like all kinds of digital things, one of the questions or maybe one of the concerns you pop up from your brain is probably intellectual properties, right? You want to know, hey, if I want to sell overseas, how about my copyright, my patent, or my trademark, all kind of things you want to know. Like, is it safe for me to sell something or exporting something overseas? So because of this reason, or because these questions are being frequently asked to our center, we prepared a webinar which is called IP International, which is hosted together with USPTO office, which we're going to be do it, next month, August 21st, 9 to 10:30. So if you have questions with IP, and that is the best time for you to join us and then can ask questions to these USPTO officers directly, because they are going to present during the webinar for the webinar, and then they can answer your questions right away. So if you have questions, please feel free to join. Here's the link. Oh, e-business. Finally, let's talk about the most popular and the most welcome business for small business is the e-business. We also can call it e-exporting. The e-business means it's the practice of selling products and our services to international market online. So it allows business to reach a wider customer base in overseas market and offering a variety of products and services to different clientele, right? It have a lot of advantage for small business. This is why we want to start it, or this is why you want to consider to start an e-business. First of all, it's no physical setup. The sellers do not need to invest a physical location to reach the clients. You can just start from home. You can start from anywhere you have internet, right? It's low cost. The other one, you are earning foreign currency. You sell to different countries, even you receive US dollar, but actually your real buyers are paying from their currency. You are exporting, you earn foreign currency. So we encourage you to start it. The next one, the tax refund. Some business, you can take advantage of this. Because you are buying, selling it, you pass it, you are doing a transaction business. So you have a tax refunded, you have a low cost, I would say the lower tax. So you can take advantage of the tax refunded. The second one is you are working 24/7, like you're working whole day long. Even you are sleeping, your business still going, right? Your internet is still working. So you can make sales around the clock. The next benefit is the brand promotion. Business can promote their products and the brands to target audience in a relatively at a low cost, right? For you don't really need much. As long as you build your website right, and then it will be very low cost for you to do the promotion. Some recommendations. Some recommend that business start with a few products. They know, like you start with the product which you know, and then can keep in stock. Some product not easy to turn bad. For example, you can start with handmade jewelry, which is not going to turn bad. Even you cannot sell it in years, right? It's not going to cost you much. And that is also easy to ship. And you test, you can start doing some tests, right? You test each steps of buying, shipping, and the return process before you going live, or before you really doing a big business, set up your website even, you can use some platform to start with, right? Like, for example, you can use Amazon, you can use eBay, Shopify, Etsy. You can use this third platform to start testing some products before you even build your own platform. I would say the e-exporting can help business reduce cost and can increase your competitiveness by lowering the barrier to enter the international market or the overseas markets. Let me give an example. For example, you have something, you want to sell it to Brazil, but you don't know how to do it. You can list it on Amazon or eBay, right? In the website, which like Amazon Brazil. They will help you handle it. The only need for you is connected with Amazon people and ship it to their warehouse. They will handle it for you. If you see, hey, in Brazil, they have a big market they have a big needs for your product. You can consider to set up your own platform to start it, right? So it will help you to save you a lot of time, energy to search the regulations, to understand the foreign markets. So use a third platform to start will save you energy, money, and time, right? Sorry. To start an e-business, at least here the 7 steps for you to consider. The first one is evaluate your e-export potential. Before spending a great deal on time, effort, and money on e-exporting, take some time to reflect on your current operations and product offering. This assessment phase will help you to avoid headaches later and will educate you on what you need to do to get ready to e-export. The next one is the second step, develop an export plan. If you are being proactive and thinking about active marketing your products in foreign markets, I think an export plan is cannot say definite must, it's highly suggested, right? It will help you to start a market and tell you this is doable or not. The third, you need to willing to modify your products for foreign markets. Before entering a foreign market, you will need to be sure your products are suitable in their current form. You need to consider both the taste or preference in the foreign market, as well as the foreign regulations that applies to your products. It will be varied by countries, right? You need to make sure you know your target markets before you even start selling. And then the fourth one is to research the legal issues related to the e-exporting. As with most business, the transaction, informing yourself about the laws and regulation that the government that govern e-exporting transaction is critical. Consultant with a lawyer, maybe, is recommended, like the lawyer who specializes in international law. Make sure you are in compliance with the regulations. The number 5, leverage your website. This is critical, right? You are selling, you are doing e-sales, the internet or your website is the most important for you. So it's a critical sales. What I suggest you to consider to build a website with multiple languages and then to cover the languages for your destination country. For example, you want to sell to China. You may want to hire a translator who someone speak Chinese to translate for you, or your target is Mexico, you want to have someone translate to Spanish for you. So that will definitely help you to bring more audience, right? The clients will understand your products or your services better. That may cost you a little bit more to start with. However, you will get the benefits in down the road. The number 6, ship your products. Right? Once you made the sales, you need to get your products to your customer. The international shipping process can be a little bit complicated because you need to ship the product together with other customers' documents. For example, like commercial invoice, certificate of origin, packing list. Sometimes you need to have a phytosanitary, a certificate of health. So if you have questions or any concern about shipping your products, you can contact the freight forwarders, the local freight forwarder or customer brokers. They may help you to give you better understanding of the documents to ship together with your products. The number 7, get paid. Well, this is the key, right? We're doing all these steps to get paid. You can arrange an online payment method. For example, you can open a bank account. And when you open the bank account, you can ask your banker, hey, I'm going to have overseas people pay me. Can you make sure I can receive payment from overseas, right? And then you need to have an international, like a SWIFT code for them to wire the money to you from the overseas. You also need to accept the third-party credit card processing, like from other banks, overseas banks, not Wells Fargo or Chase, like foreign banks. You also want to think about this. You also can use a third-party payment platform, for example, like PayPal, like Alipay, right? These are the like UnionPay. These are the platform you can apply and will give you more options, like give you more chance to get paid. It will be ultimately increase your sales number. So get paid is the key thing. If you're not so sure you get paid, don't ship your products, right? You want to guarantee the paid. You also need to consider about the after service, how you refund the money time to time, right? Like people doesn't like your product, they're going to return it. However, it's very hard for international return. So while you're selling international, you may want to tell your clients very clear, hey, it's hard to return because the customer's reasons. So you may want to think about give a little bit discount if something happened to your products instead of return it. I think this is all for my presentation today. I'm going to tell you something about how to request counseling with us, with SBDC. If you need any counseling, like you want to get into with us, you want to get contact with us, please go to our website, which is here is highlighted in yellow. Request a counseling. Once you request counseling, finish all the procedures, Karen, later is the other program manager, a program coordinator, is going to assign you a lead counselor. If you are preventer, you may ascend to a preventer program. And I think Karen is going to give you more details about that. So make sure request a counseling on our website, and then we only take appointment only. Hey, Karen.
Hi. Okay. So we don't, doesn't look like we have any questions. If you have any last minute questions, please put them in the chat. We will get them answered before we end. If you have not yet signed up for counseling with our organization, you can do so on our website, which is maricopa-sbdc.com. If you are a resident of Maricopa County, if you are in business for 12 months or less, or not yet in business, then we do have a great program that kind of introduces you to what you can expect, starting your own business and working with the SBDC. So if there are no questions, then thank you so much, Carol. We appreciate it. And there is an evaluation that will be emailed to you, so please fill that out. And we appreciate you. Thank you. Bye-bye.